Good morning, class. This is PLBC virtual classroom simulation. I am Mr. Sharif Abdulaziz by name. This is mathematics class. We are going to look at the coordinate geometry. First of all, you need to understand what those coordinate geometry means. A coordinate geometry simply means a geometry that deals with points, it deals with lines, and it deals with shapes. Under this topic, the students should be able to identify the point on a Cartesian plane. The students should be able to know how to calculate the distance between 2 points. The students should be able to know how to calculate the midpoint. The students should be able to know how to find the angles on a line. And again, the students should be able to find the equation of a straight line. Now we start with the Cartesian plane. The Cartesian plane is a point of ordered, where we have a point of x and a point of y. Like if you have a plane like this is the origin 0, then the points can be as of 2, 4, and so on. All the values that are here are the positive value of x, and all the values that will be here will now serve as the negative value of x. So if you are having 2, 4, and so on, the next one should be 6, 8, and so on. And here we are going to have -2, -4, and so on. Then the same thing here is going to be positive value of y, which is the vertical axis. Here we are going to have 2, 4, and so on. Maybe 6, then we can have -2, -4, and -6. Then any point on this is the point that is required. For instance, on our x-axis, if I have a point here, this is at point x and the point what? Y. So this can be written as, let me assume maybe point A is equal to 2, 2. This means at x is equal to 2, y is equal to 2. So the same thing if I have maybe another point here, this means what? Let me assume this point is point B. This can be written as at x is equal to -4, and what is the value of y there? The value of y is 4. So this is how we take a point on a Cartesian plane. And you should know that for you to take any point on the Cartesian plane, the value of x, that is coordinate of x, came first before the coordinate of y. That is how we write it. X, y. That is how it came. X first before y. And again, you should know that this our x-axis, which is also known as horizontal axis, is otherwise known as abscissa. It's otherwise known as what? Abscissa. And the y-axis is known as ordinates. The y-axis is known as what? Ordinates. So you should know these two names that are given to this. Then we are going to summarize the formulas we use in making the calculation of the distance between 2 points, midpoints, the gradient of line, and so on. If you are asked to calculate the distance between 2 points, let's assume I have point A and the point B. This is point A and the point B. So assuming this one has its coordinates x and y, and this one has its coordinates x and what? Y. So this is going to serve as x1, y1. This is going to serve as x2, what? Y2. So if you are to calculate the distance between these 2 points, the distance from A to B, the formula of calculating the distance is now equal to square root of, look at the formula, the square root of x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. So the formula of calculating the distance is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. That is the first one. Then another one, we have the formula of midpoint. Midpoint. As we have point A and point B, had it been the question asked us to calculate the midpoint of the line. What does midpoint of the line mean? The center of the line. When you divide the line into 2, what is going to be the coordinate of that? Then we have a formula that we use for that. The midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2, comma. Do you see what I put? Then what? y1 plus y2 over 2. This is the formula we use in calculating the midpoint. x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. In some books, they write it as x2 plus x1 over 2, and this, they write it as y2 plus y1 over 2. They are all the same. Either they said x1 plus x2 or x2 plus x1. They are all the same because addition is commutative. Are we together? The addition is commutative. Then we have number 3. How do you calculate the gradient? The gradient simply means change in y over change in x. So the gradient can be written as delta y over delta x, which means change in y over change in x. Then another way of writing this gradient is m. They can decide to write it as m. So change in y over change in x is the same thing as m. And the formula we use, if you say change in y, what does that mean? y2 minus y1 over change in x means x2 minus x1. That is, gradient is now equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I hope you are together. Then the formula number 4 we are going to use here is equation of a straight line. Equation of straight line. Equation of what? Straight line. Now, we have the general equation of a straight line, which is y is equal to mx plus c. This is general equation of a straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c. What does m stand for? M is standing for the gradient. Since we have already explained here that m is the same thing as gradient. So the coefficient of x, after y is the subject of the formula, the coefficient of x there is m. So m is our gradient. What does c standing for? The c is standing for the y-intercept. You should know that m is equal to gradient, and the c is standing for what? Y-intercepts. I hope you are together. Then there are some cases that one point will be given and the gradient will be given. If one point is given still under the equation of a straight line, the formula is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. We know x1 and y1 is the point that will be given, since we said if one point is given. Then what of, how do you find equation of a straight line if 2 points are given? So instead of this m that we put here, what we just to do is, we know the formula of calculating m. What is the formula of calculating m, class? Gradient. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Just substitute it back here. That means it can be written as what now? Y minus y1 is equal to, what is m? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. So if 2 points are given and you are asked to calculate the equation of a straight line, this is the formula that you are going to use. So note this. There are some conditions you need to note. If m1 is equal to m2, maybe you have 2 straight lines. Then if m1 is equal to m2, we say the lines are parallel. The lines are what? Parallel. That means if the 2 gradients are equal, m1 is equal to m2, therefore the lines are parallel. Then if m1, m2 is equal to minus 1, we say the lines are what? Are perpendicular. This is symbol of perpendicular. This is symbol of perpendicular. So you have 2 conditions. The lines can be, 2 lines can be parallel and the 2 lines can be perpendicular. If the 2 m are equal, they are parallel. If the m1, m2, that is when you multiply them together, is equal to minus 1, then they are perpendicular. So now, let's take an example. A, find the length of each line on the Cartesian plane We have mn. You have to find the distance mn if m is 10,4 and the n is 12,6. Then we have st if s is 4,9 and the t is minus 1,4. Then b, calculate the value of k if point P is k, minus 8 and the Q is minus 10, minus 8. And the length of PQ is 16 units. So now what are we going to do? The first question said we should calculate the length. What is the formula of calculating the length? As we have already said initially, the length is the same thing as distance. When you are asked to calculate the length, it's the same thing as what? Distance. Are we together? So now what is the formula of calculating the distance? Let's start from number 1, A. A, what is the formula of calculating the distance? We said distance is equal to square root of, can we take it? x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. Is it like this? So now, if you go back to the points, that is Roman 1 now. We want to take Roman 1. What is the point of m? You have point of m to be 10, 4. That means here now this is our x1 and this is our what? y1. Are we together? Do you see the way I narrowed it? Then the same thing here is going to be the second point. So this is our what? x2, this is our y2. Class, are we together? So just to substitute it. What is our x2 from this question now? 12, right? Substitute it back here now. Therefore, the distance is now going to be mn square root of, what is our x2 from the question? 12 minus, what is our x1? 10. Are we together? All square plus, what is our y2 from the question? 6. What is our y1? 4. All 12 minus 10. 2. 2 square is what? Are we together? I hope you understand how I get 4. Then plus 6 minus 4, 2. 2 square is still what? 4. What are you going to have? Square root of 8. But the question said we should leave our answer in solid form. So you are going to reduce root of 8. How do we reduce this root of 8? Root of 8 is the same thing as what? 4 times 2. Basic sort. Can we recall? So what is the root of 4? 2. So it's going out. So the answer is going to be what? 2 root 2. I hope you are together. Then Roman 2, if you want to find the distance between these, so we are going to take it. This is our x1, this is our what? y1. Are we there? This is our what? x2, this is our y2. Class, I hope you are together. So now what are we going to have? Just substitute it. We are looking for a distance st now. St now is going to be square root of, we know the formula already, y2 minus y1, and x2 minus x1 all square. So what is our x2 now? Our x2 is minus 1 minus, what is our x1? 4 all square plus y2 minus y1. What is our y2? 4 minus 9 all square. So this is the same thing as square root of minus 1 minus 4 minus 5, right? Minus 5 square will give us what? 25 positive, right? 25. So we have 25 plus 4 minus 9 is minus 5 again. The minus 5 square is still 25. So what are you going to have? Root of 50. Are we there? So this is the same thing as we simplify it to a short form, 25 times 2, which our answer is what? 5 root 2. Are we together? So now, if you take B, in this case they say you should calculate the value of K. Value of what? K. If P is this, Q is this, and the length of PQ is 16. So in this case, they have given you the length. They have given us the length, like this one now. We now have PQ is what? 16 is equal to square root of, let's use the formula now. In this case now, class, what is our x1? Our x1 is this, our y1 is this, and our x2 is this, and our y2 is this. Just substitute it back. So what are we going to have? x2 minus x1. Are we there? What is our x2? Minus 10 minus what? K. All square plus, what is our y2? Minus 8 minus minus, right? So it's going to be plus. So minus 8 plus 8 all square. So what do you have now? This now is going to give us 16 is equal to root of what class? Minus 8 plus 8 is what? 0. So it's going, right? So what are you going to have left? Minus 10 minus k all squared. Mathematically, what are we going to do now to clear this square? This root. We can take the square of the both sides. So when you take the square of the both sides, this will now be what? 16 square is equal to minus 10 minus k all squared. You know the square root now will go when you take the square of the both sides. So what is 16 square? 16 square is going to give you what? We have 256. 15 square is 256. It's now equals, you know the square root will what? We have it to be what? Minus 10 minus k all square. So now what can you do again mathematically? Don't forget you still have square, right? So what are you going to do? Take the square root again. You what? You take the square root again. Take the square root. So when you take the square root again, this square will now what? Go. It's going to leave you with what? Minus 10 minus k is now equals to what is the square root of this? Plus or minus 16. Are we together? Because whenever you are taking the square root, you have to put your plus or minus. So from here, what I just make k the subject. So you have minus k plus or minus. Minus k is equal to plus or minus 16 plus 10. Are we together? So from here you have minus k is equal to 16 plus 10 is going to give you what? 26 or minus 16 plus 10. Are we together? It's plus or minus, right? So 16 plus 10 is 26, or minus 16 plus 10 is now going to give us minus 6. So what are you going to do? K is equal to minus 6. You know you are going to divide both sides by minus, so that this negative will go. Then class, what is our K? It's either K is equal to minus 26 when you divide both sides by minus here. Are we there? Or K is equal to 6. So that is how we find the distance between the 2 points. Are we together? So now let's take one example under the midpoint. Under the midpoint, how to calculate the midpoint. We have already said the formula already, right? Midpoint. We can take this one as example 2. Find the coordinate of the midpoint. Find the coordinates of the midpoint. 3 minus 7 and 1 minus 1. So now, for you to find the coordinate of this midpoint, now we know the formula of midpoint. The formula of midpoint, what do we set the formula to be initially? x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Are we there? So on this one, now what is our x1? This is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Are we together? Just to substitute it. So now if you are to substitute this one back, what are you going to have? x1 plus x2 plus x1 is the same. This is the certain as 3 plus 1 over 2. Are we together? x1 plus x2. Then what do you have now? y1 plus y2. We have minus 7 plus minus is what? Minus. So minus 7 minus 1 over 2. So what is going to be our coordinates? 3 plus 1. 4 divided by 2 is what? 2, comma. What is going to be this one? Minus 7 minus 1? Minus 8. Minus 8 divided by 2 is minus 4. So that is how we find the coordinate of the midpoint. Is that clear? So now let's move to the next one. Now, we have already stated the formula of how to calculate the gradient. Since we have looked at how to calculate the distance between points, we have looked at how to calculate the midpoint. So now, how do you calculate the gradient of this? We said the formula of gradients is equal to, what do we say is the formula of gradients? Is change in y, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if you are to solve this A now, look at our question here. This is going to be at our x1, this is going to be at y1. This is our x2, this is our y2. Just substitute it back in the formula. So what is our y2? Our y2 is 8. We have 8 minus 3 all over. Our x2 is minus 3 minus 1. So it's going to be positive because x1 has negative. Minus 3 plus 8. So we have 8 minus 3 is 5 over minus 3 plus 8 is another 5. So the gradient of this is equal to 1. Simply, that is how to calculate the gradient. So that is all about this. B, we are asked to determine the gradient, y-intercept, and the x-intercept of the following line. What is the first line we have there? Y is equal to 2x minus 3. We have already stated initially that the general equation of a straight line is mx plus c, right? And we said in that case, our m, which is the coefficient of x, is the gradient. And our c is what? Y-intercept. Are we together? So now, from this one now, is y the subject of the formula? Yes. Are we there? So what is our m? Which is the gradient? That is Roman 1. The question says we should find the gradient. What is our m? From this equation now, what is our m? 2. Simple. The coefficient of x. Are we together? What is our c? We said y-intercept is our what? C. So what is our c in this equation now? Our c is what? Minus 3. Don't forget, whenever you have negative, it always goes together. Are we together? Then the next one we have is, this is Roman 2. Then Roman 3, the question says we should find what? X-intercept. X-intercept. Then the x-intercept is always when y is equal to 0. X-intercept is what? When y is 0. So substitute when y is equal to 0 in your equation. If you put y is equal to 0 here, what are we going to have? If you put y is equal to 0 here, what do you have? 0 is equal to 2x minus 3. Are we together? Make x the subject. So for you to make x the subject, what do you have? If this comes back, you have 2x is equal to 3. Are we there? When you divide both sides by 2, this go with this. Therefore, x is now equal to 3 over 2. So therefore, we said x-intercept is equal to 3 over 2. Now, our gradient is 2, our c, which is y-intercept, is minus 3, and our x-intercept is 3 over 2. So if you take the second example, Roman 2, we have 2y plus 3x is equal to 12. So the first thing you have to do is to make y the subject. How do you make y the subject from here? You have 2y is equal to, take this to the other side, so it's going to be minus 3x plus 12. Because this is positive already. When this comes to the other side, it's going to be negative. So divide through all by 2. By 2. So this goes with this. So we have y is equal to minus 3 over 2x plus 6. Simple. So now what is our m? After you have made y the subject, m is equal to the coefficient of x, which is our gradient. So it's what? Minus 3 over 2. What is our c class? Our c is y-intercept. It's equal to c. Then how do we get our x-intercept? X-intercept is at when y is equal to 0. Substitute when y is equal to 0 here. So you are going to have 0 is equal to minus 3 over 2x plus 6. When you collect the latter terms, it's going to be 3 over 2x is equal to 6. So divide both sides by 3 over 2. So this go with this. So we have x is now equal to 6. You have to take the reciprocal, right? This is certain as 6 over 1 times what? 2 over 3. So which is 12 over 3 and is equal to 4. Therefore our x-intercept is equal to 4. So our m is equal to minus 3 over 2, c is equal to 6, and x-intercept is equal to 4. Is that clear? Thank you. So now our next example will now be under the equation of a straight line. We've stated initially all the formulas we use how to find the equation of a straight line. Starting from the general formula that we said y is equal to mx plus c. We have already said this formula already, which is general equation of a straight line. So there are some cases like this. Find the equation of each straight line. A, the line has gradients 4 and the y-intercept minus 5. What does that mean? If you take A, we know that our m is equal to 4. Our m is 4, and the y-intercept is what? C. C is equal to minus 5. So for you to find the equation, just substitute it in the general equation. Just substitute it back here. So what is going to be our equation? Y is equal to, what is our m? The question have given us to be 4, then 4x, then c is what? Minus 5. So it's going to be minus 5. So this is the equation of a straight line. Very simple. So there are some cases and that they will give you the equation. They will not ask you to find y and to find m and to find c. Had it been they gave you the equation like this, they said you should find the gradient. What is our gradient class? Had it been they gave you the equation like this, the question now said, what is the gradient? The gradient is simply what? 4. What is y-intercept? -5. I hope you understand the case. Good. So B, the question says you should find the gradient. Find the equation of a straight line if the gradient m is equal to -4 and the x-intercept is equal to what? 2. So if x-intercept is equal to 2, what does that mean? We stated the example of how to find the x-intercept. If x-intercept is equal to this, it means y is equal to 0. That is the point of x-intercept. So that means the point of this is at x is 2. What is our y? 0. Because x-intercept at which y is equal to 0. So now we have m to be equal to -4, and we have a point. 1 point. 2 under 0. So which formula can we use now? Can we use this? Yes, but advisably you should use the other one that says y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Are we together? Because this is our now x1, this is our y1. Are we there? So now what is y minus, what is our y1 is 0, is equal to our m is what? -4 into x minus, what is our x1? 2. Simple. Y minus 0 is what? Y. So we have y is equal to, expand this bracket, you have -4x plus x. -4 times -2 is +8, right? So this is the equation of a straight line. So in this case now, if they ask you what is m, what is our m? What is our m in this equation now? -4. Are we there? So if they can ask you what is y-intercept? Y-intercept in this equation is 8. That is C, right? So good. So C, the question said the gradient, if m is equal to 3/5 and the line passes through the point, they gave us 1 point, which is 5 and 5. This point they gave us means at x1 is this and the y1 is this. So use the same formula here. Are we there? So what are you going to have? Y minus y1, okay, we substitute it direct. What is our y1? 5 is equal to our m is 3/5. Are we together? Into x minus x1. X minus, what is our x1? 5. Class, I hope you are together. So now what are you going to have? If you expand this, y minus 5 is equal to, if you open this bracket, it's going to give you 3x/5 minus 15 over what? 5. 3 times -5 is -15/5, right? When you collect the right terms, this is going to give you what? Y. This implies y is equal to 3x/5 minus 15/5 is what? 3. Then when you collect the right terms, this is going to the other side. So it's going to be what? +5. So you have y is equal to 3x/5 minus 3 plus 5 is 2. So that is the equation of the straight line. So in the case that we have 2 points, so now look at these 2 points. That means x1 is this, y1 is this, x2 is this, y2 is this. Are we there? So now, which formula are we going to use? The formula that has 2 points. That means you are going to put your m, y minus y1 is equal to, in that case, what is the formula of finding our m? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Can we recall the formula? So just substitute it back. Y minus, what is our y1 from this? -9. So it's going to be y plus 9 is equal to y2 minus y1. What is y2? 3 minus y1. So it's going to be 3 plus 9. I hope you understand how it becomes plus because of the negative. All over x2 minus x1. Our x2 is -1 minus 1. Our x1 is -1. Right? Into x minus, what is our x1? 1. Simple as that. So we have y plus 9 is now equals to 3 plus 9 is 12. -1 is what? -2. So 12 over -2 is -6 into x minus 1. So you just expand it and collect the right terms. Y now will be equals to, when you expand this, it's going to give you -6x. -6 times -1 is what? 6. So you are going to have +6 then -9 when you collect the right terms, right? So the final equation will now give you y is equal to -6x minus 3, because 6 minus 9 is -3. So this is the equation of a straight line. So if they give you this equation, they say what is your m? What is our m in this equation now? -6. And what is our y-intercept? -3. So that is all about it. So now, so far so good, we have looked at different parts under the coordinate geometry, like how to find the distance between points, midpoints, how to calculate the equation of a straight line and others. Do you have any question? What is your question? Example 3. Under example 2. That is under the midpoints. How to calculate the midpoints is not cleared. Okay. What are the points we have there? Let's look at it. In example 2, what are the points we have? -7, 1, 1 and -1. The question asks us to calculate what? The coordinate of midpoint. Then we have already stated what is the formula of midpoint. Midpoint, we said the formula is x1 plus x2 over 2. Do you see it? Comma. y1 plus y2 over 2. So from this our coordinates we have. This is our first point, this is our second point. This is x1, this is what? y1. This is x2, this is y2. Substitute it back. What is our x1? 3. Plus, what is our x2? Do you see it? Over 2, comma. What is our y1? 7. It's -7, not 7. It's -7. Plus, what is our y2? 1. -1. So it's going to be like this, go? All over what? 2. I know what confused you there. I just substitute it direct, right? So now, 3 plus 1, 4 over 2, comma. Do you see what I'm doing? So plus minus is what? Minus, right? Plus minus is minus. That is why it becomes -7 -1. Are we there? So -7 -1 is what? -8 over 2. Are we together? What is 4 over 2? 2, comma. What is -8 over 2? -4. So this is the coordinate of the midpoint. So any point they gave you and they said you should find the midpoint, just put the formula and substitute the values. Is that clear now? Any question? So if you go through the notes, there are some examples you are going to meet there and you solve them. There are some examples under equation of a straight line that are parallel and perpendicular. So please, when you go through the notes, you will see some examples there. If there is any question, then you can contact us through the media crew. And I have some exercise for you. You know, if you are at home, you have to keep yourself busy. So the first exercise, take this exercise, please. 1. If A has point 9, 1 and B has point -1, k, then the length of AB is square root of 101 units. Find the value of k. I believe you understand the distance between the 2 points, and you should be able to attempt this question. Then 2, find the equation of the line which is parallel to the line 2y plus x is equal to 3 and passes through the midpoint -2, 3 and the 4, 5. So thank you. This lesson was compiled by Mr. Sharif Abdulaziz. Thank you very much.